Kayo po ba ay naniniwala na may 1.8 billion pesos na ginastos ang Kongreso para sa travel expenses?
Your Honor, kung naniniwala pa ako outright, hindi ibig sabihin affirmative ka agad ang posisyon ko.
Ang ginastos lang po ni Speaker Romualdez was 4.3 million pesos from January to October. Ang Kongreso was 35 million. So ang kabuuan po ng gastos ng Kongreso, including yung travel ni Speaker, was only 39 million pesos. Pero yung sa show ninyo, ang sinabi nyo kay Speaker lang ang binanggit ninyo, hindi yung sa Kongreso. So actually, it was only 4.3 million pesos. Napakalayo naman po doon sa sinabi nyo na 1.8 billion pesos.
Ewan ko lang kung nabasa na sa inyo to, no? Republic Act 11422, no? Under Section 4, it's stated here. Let me read. Medyo mahaba itong sentence na to. At all times, sound, balanced programming, promote public participation, assist in the functions of public information and education, conform to the ethics of honest enterprise, promote audience sensibility and empowerment, including closed captioning, and not use its stations or facilities for broadcasting of obscene or indecent language, speech, act or scene, or for the dissemination of deliberately false information or willful misrepresentation to the detriment of public interests, or to incite, encourage, or assist in subversive or treasonable acts. Nakasaad po ito sa Republic Act 11422.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
This is your privilege, your
Yes, Mr. Chair.
franchise.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Correct. It is my position that when your paid talents that have been in your company for the past 3 years, broadcasting Monday to Friday, 2 hours and a half, he said?
1
hour and a half,
Yes,
from Monday to Friday. When they came out on live broadcast and said that the speaker spent 1.8 billion pesos is dissemination of deliberately false information and willful misrepresentation. That is my position. And you're saying it was just a mere question. A question, attorney, is this. Congressman Joboy, what color is your barong? That is a question. But when you say on live TV, meron po kaming natanggap na balita. Ang speaker ay gumastos ng 1.8 billion pesos sa traveling. Hindi lang yun. Baka madagdagan pa yan kung isasama yung entourage. Baka umabot pa ng 2 billion. Dinagdagan pa. At sinabi, how do you spend 1.8 billion pesos? Umuwi pa ba siya sa bahay? That's not a question, attorney. That is, at the very least, malicious innuendo. At the very least. But from where I'm standing, that is a direct accusation to the House of Representatives. Now, SMNI, sabi nyo, paid talents nyo yun, hindi na nga dumaan sa KBP Code of Ethics at Seminar at wala silang certification. At alam nyo, yung manner kung paano nila kinokonduct yung sarili nila, eh at the very least, dapat pinagsabihan nyo sila. Tapos yan sinasabi nyo, meron kayong ginagawang internal investigation ngayon.
Ongoing, Mr. Chair.
But what is sad is the following day, they came out again on TV justifying what they said. Saying that what we said, dapat hindi kayo nasaktan kasi question lang yon. Di sana ang sinabi ninyo, yung nilabas po namin kahapon, ay yun po ay hindi po verified. Katanungan lang po yun. Kasi nyo po doon ay is a direct statement, this challenge on you. If you can prove that the 1.8 billion pesos is true, I'll resign. But if I can prove that the 1.8 billion that your program said is false, lagay nyo dito yung prangkisa nyo on the line. Kaya ka?
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Hindi, yes or no?
I cannot answer that, Mr. Chair. I'm just a lawyer, and that's not part of my authority. But before,
Kasi lang, payag ka?
no, 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 Mr. Chair,
Hindi. So kasi alam nyo lang alanganin.
because I have no authority, Mr. Chair, to talk.
Kasi alam nyo alanganin. Alanganin kasi yung statement niyo. Nandiyan si Presidente. Yung President, Mr. Dapat paninindigan nyo kasi mahirap yung ganon.
If I may,
Hindi nyo na nga pinindigan yung Twitter post niyo na wala na nga sa Twitter. Tapos yung statement nyo, hindi nyo pa paninindigan. So,
Mr. Chair,
Mr. President, can you please answer the question raised by the Honorable Suarez?
I have no right to decide. I think I have to ask the board of directors.
Okay. And okay, so the question raised by Honorable Suarez is an answer that he's requesting now, but I don't know if he's willing to defer until tomorrow. Or he's willing to resign anytime today.
Well,
If
if
you're
they
willing,
can prove-
if you're willing to put your franchise also daw.
if
on
they
the
can
line.
prove their statement of 1.8 billion pesos is true. Okay. But if they cannot,
Okay, so
that is a direct violation of their franchise. Now, anyway, we'll move to that later on. Medyo nangangatog na yata yung tuhod nito.
maraming salamat po sa inyong pagpunta. Okay. So we now proceed. We now have the presence, the anchor of the program. This is, can you please introduce yourselves? Laban kasama Bambayan. Pwede po papakilala po kayo.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. I am Lorraine Marie Tibadoy, an anchor of the Laban Kasama ng Bayan.
Yung Soday,
Sir?
yung kasama po.
Okay.
Magandang hapon po sa mga kagalang-galang na kasapi ng Kongreso at sa komitibang ito. Ako po si Jeffrey K. Eric Celis, co-anchor po sa programa ng SMNI na Laban Kasamang Bayan.
Maraming salamat kasi kanina pa kayo gusto ko usapin ang maraming pong katanungan ang ating vice chair ng committee at ang ating deputy majority leader. We can now go to the second round of questioning.
Mr.
Yes,
Chair,
yes.
with your permission, I think we have a resource person from MTRCB who has just arrived.
Is MTRCB present? Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
And,
Dito si
and bec-
Attorney Pareha is here. Attorney, welcome ho sa inyong presensya ho dito.
Good afternoon, sir.
can I just request, Mr. Chair, that the new resource person that arrived, can they please be administer their oath?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Can we ask Attorney Pareha and the two anchors to please rise? And may I direct the COMSEC to administer the oath?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before this congressional inquiry, so help you God? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. The Honorable Vice Chair Johnny Pimentel.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair.
Ano po yun?
Can I request the two anchor to sit besides?
Di na po, dyan na po sila.
So we can.
Okay lang ho. Dyan na ho sila para ho, kasi may mga nakaupo ho dyan yata. Yes, the Honorable Pimentel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We'd like to thank Ka Eric and Yusek Lorraine for answering our request to attend this hearing. Alam na po ninyo siguro bakit na we are conducting this inquiry. It is with regards to your program wherein you alleged na gumastos po ang Kongreso ng 1.8 billion pesos sa traveling expenses. Now, we're also here to determine whether SMNI is liable with regards to the violation of Section 4 of their franchise, disseminating unverified news. Ngayon, tinanong po natin, Mr. Chair, kanina sa mga legal counsel ng SMNI regarding this program at saka yung mga statements ng dalawang anchor persons, but unfortunately, they were not in a position to answer our questions. So nandito na po yung dalawang anchor person. Tanungin ko po kayo, sino po yung nagsabi na merong 1.8 billion pesos na ginastos ang Kongreso para sa traveling expenses, Mr. Chair?
May I request the honorable committee members and the chairman to allow me to answer about the
Yes.
question. Ako po yung nagsabi sa forma ng pagtatanong mula po sa dalawang pinanggalingang impormasyon na pumasok po sa amin, particularly sa akin. And hindi po yung buong Kongreso ang tinutumbok ng pagtatanong na yon, kung hindi ang Office of the Speaker ni Speaker Martin Romualdez. So to give context to that, ini-interview po namin si former Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission Chairperson Greco Belica tungkol po sa 1.1 billion na allegation sa travel expenses ni Secretary Loizaga ng DENR. Live via Zoom siya. And then pumasok po yung unang impormasyon. Yung isang impormasyon ay unlisted number sa cellphone ko. Yung isa po ay kilala ko na source. At dati ko na po siyang nakakausap nung ako po ay nasa National Operations Command ng NPA. So matagal ko na siyang kilala at nagbibigay siya ng mga impormasyon noon nung ako ay aktibo pa sa NPA. So nagtutugma yung kanilang pagtatanong. Ka Eric kindly ask the resource persons, former Secretary Greco Belica, kung totoo ba na may 1.8 billion na umabot na expenses si Speaker Martin Romualdez from the travel. So ako po yung unang nagbungad niyan habang ini-interview namin si Secretary Greco Belica. At ang source ko po, ang isa ay unlisted number sa text message, pero tumugma po doon sa isang source na kilala ko. And yun po ang dahilan kung bakit kami nagbungad noon without any intent of malice or imputing any sign of disrespect to the Speaker of the House, because it is we presume it is part of our editorial authority and policy as well to open questions pertaining to public interest issues. And sinabi namin na sana magpaliwanag ito si Speaker Martin Romualdez or ang House of Representatives as a matter of our obligation under the editorial authority provided by SMNI sa mga anchors.
Mr. Chair, Ka Eric, when you delivered your statement, you presumed that your source was correct. Kayo po ba ay naniniwala na may 1.8 billion pesos na ginastos ang Kongreso para sa travel expenses?
Your Honor, kung naniniwala pa ako outright, hindi ibig sabihin affirmative ka agad ang posisyon ko. Yung tono po ng pag-deliver sa buong konteksto ng programa ay pagtatanong, clarification, because we want to clarify matters of public interest that are so serious, like the information na ibinahagi po sa amin. So wala po kaming conclusion doon.
Alam, Mr. Chair, may we know sino po ang source ninyo?
may I request Your Honor to refer to the legal advice of the legal team from the SMNI.
I don't think, Mr. Chair, I have to refer to the legal counsel. Kayo po ang tinatanong ko, Eric. Sino po ba ang source ninyo? Remember that you're under oath
Yes.
and under our house rules. If you cannot answer my question truthfully, we can cite you for contempt and we can detain you. So again, let me ask you again, Mr. Chair. Sino po bang source ninyo?
Again, may I request Your Honor to be guided properly on my legal rights and on my legal basis and foundation to appropriately answer the question of the Honorable Congressman so that I will be protected also of my constitutional and legal rights before I give the answer to a very sensitive request from the Honorable Congressman.
Mr. Chair, may I,
Yeah, Honorable Franz Castro.
kasi Mr. Chair, yung ating dalawang lawyer dito, they are corporate lawyers and they are not lawyer of individual anchor. So yun po ang sabi nila.
Alam po
So-
ninyo, opo, bago po kayo dumating, kaklaruhin ko na po yung sabi ni Congressman, ni Kong Castro. Kanina po, tinatanong po namin yung kayo. Ang sagot po nila, hindi kami diyan dito para depensahan ang mga anchor namin. Andito kami for SMNI. Ergo, wala po silang sinasabi na wala silang otoridad na depensahan kayo. That's why, transversely, now that we're asking you, and they already manifested under oath that they cannot, they're not here to defend you or to even assist you. Therefore, we're asking, and we will have to be very clear that the question of the Honorable Pimentel should be answered directly by you.
Mr. Chair.
Kasi po, pinag-usapan po natin klaro naman ho kayo kanina, 3 beses kami nagtanong sa inyo eh.
Yes,
Diba,
Mr. Chair.
3 beses mo kasi hanapin natin sa transcript, andyan yan.
Yes, yes.
Hindi ko kami nandito para depensa ng mga anchor namin. Katunayan, may disclaimer nga kami dyan eh. Kung
Tama.
ano sabihin nila, wala kaming pakialam. Ganyan siya sabi nyo kanina eh.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Diba? Oh,
That's our
but
answer, Mr.
that's right.
Chair.
Now that we've said that,
Can
we cannot entertain that request because you manifested that earlier.
but for purposes of due
Mr.
process.
Chair. Again,
Donald
uulitin
Bracco.
ko, malapit na akong uminit ang ulo. I will move to cite you in contempt for not obeying our rules.
Again, sorry for that, Mr. Chair.
Kami nga tahimik na tahimik dito. Inaantay namin yung permission ng chairman.
Oh.
Ikaw naman, resource person dito. Daldal ka ng daldal.
Thank you, the Honorable.
I'd like to apologize
Ako.
for that, Mr. Chair.
Yes. So now, please answer the question of the Honorable Pimentel.
Mr. Chair, again, may I ask Eric, sino po bang source ninyo dito sa sinasabi ninyong gumastos ang Kongreso ng 1.8 billion pesos para sa traveling expenses?
Your Honor, if I may respectfully be allowed to request the honorable body, this committee, since the question, I think, borders to my right about the protection of my source, as well as to my constitutional right, may I humbly request the committee, are my constitutional rights suspended in this committee hearing? Because it is my right, I believe, to have a legal advice on sensitive matters that require for me to be protected by my constitutional right. So without offense meant to the honorable members of this committee, may I be allowed to exercise the constitutional right for me to have a counsel to properly advise me on legally sensitive question, which I believe may deem into the encroachment of my fundamental constitutional guarantee of rights in the Constitution.
Ang ginastos lang po ni Speaker Romualdez was 4.3 million pesos from January to October. Ang Kongreso was 35 million. So ang kabuuan po ng gastos ng Kongreso, including yung travel ni Speaker, was only 39 million pesos. Pero yung sa show ninyo, ang sinabi nyo kay Speaker lang ang binanggit ninyo, hindi yung sa Kongreso, So actually, it was only 4.3 million pesos. Napakalayo naman po doon sa sinabi nyo na 1.8 billion pesos. Hindi po kaya na ginagamit ninyo ang SMNI for a smear campaign? Because in the recent months, ilang mga shows, ilang mga programa ng SMNI was directed to malign, to attack Congress as an institution. Kaya po tanong ko, baka naman yung programa ninyo ginagamit na rin yan para atakihin ang Kongreso. Kaya we need to know yung source ninyo. Because if not, baka naman gawa-gawa lang ninyo na yung sinasabi nyong source, wala naman kayong source. Kaya ang gusto naming malaman, kung ito ba ay gagawa-gawa ninyo or according to you, there's a source. Because we want also to know whether SMNI is liable for the violation of Section 4 of your franchise. Sinasabi kanina ni Attorney Tolentino, meron silang disclaimer. But on the other hand, there is a conflict. But on the other hand, may disclaimer nga sila na wala daw silang pakialam so kung anong sabihin ng mga anchor persons. However, he said that you are talents of SMNI paid by SMNI. So meaning you're under control of SMNI. So that disclaimer does not apply. Mag-a-apply lang siguro yung disclaimer if you're a black timer. But according to SMNI officials, you are talents of SMNI. So directly, you are under their management and supervision. Kaya dapat, Mr. Chair, malaman natin yung source o baka naman guni-guni lang ni Ka Eric yung source na yun. You have two sources, you said. Yung unang source, taga saan ba? Or from where? From media ba? From Congress?
Mr. Chair, may I please say something first, Mr. Chair? Could I?
The question is directed to Ka Eric. So can you please reply?
Yes,
Ka
Mr.
Eric?
Chair, I'm directing the question to Ka Eric because he said earlier, I asked both of them, sabi niya siya nagsalita nung sa 1.8 billion pesos. Gusto natin ma-certain, sinasabi niya may dalawang source siya. Saan nga nanggaling yung source, Mr. Chair? Until now, napakasimpleng tanong po ito, this is not self-incriminating because we are not under the court of law. This is only an inquiry in aid of legislation. Kung natatakot mo kayong kakasuhan, ano naman ikakaso sa inyo? Isasabihin lang naman ninyong source. Unless sabi ko nga, wala talagang source.
May I be allowed to reply to the question, Mr. Chairman, please, and to the Honorable Congressman. I believe in the practice of journalism, the protection of the integrity and the trust and confidence of the source in the stories or in the information gathered related to stories are sacred. They are like contracts. If not legally as a contract, sacred po yun para sa mga journalists. Nandito yung mga media. I know how they also feel kapag pinilit sila na ang source nila ilabas nila doon sa mga sensitibong impormasyon. So yun po ang aking inaalala. Dahil ang source ko na ito, Congressman Pimentel, sir, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, matagal ko na siyang source nung nasa NPA pa ako. At wala po akong pag-aalangan na ang kanya mga impormasyon na ibinibigay ay tumutugma doon sa mga impormasyon na nakukuha ko when I was still part of the National Intelligence Unit of the NPA National Operations Command. So kilala ko siya. The other source, sinabi ko na po, Your Honors, ito po ay unlisted number. Dinilit ko siya, pero nagulat lang ko na tumugma sa isang source na kilala ko. And I had a meeting with him. May pinakita siya, ayun tuloy, na-reveal ang gender. Nalalaki siya. I had a meeting with the source at may pinakita sa mga documents. Hindi kaagad kami nag-conclude because I have to seek audience and guidance from the editorial authority of SMNI. But the question was posed immediately because the source texted us during the interview live kay former Secretary Greco Belhica. So nang kinausap ko siya, sabi ko we need the documents to sustain the discussion. So hindi po ito smear campaign or isang kampanyang orchestrated para sumira sa imahin at integridad ng House of Representatives. I believe, sakop po ito ng tamang paglulunsad ng press freedom at gawaing pang journalist, yung ginagawa namin, dahil kami po ay naniniwala na public interest issue na magkaroon ng pagpapaliwanag sa pamamagitan po ng paghahayag na ito, kagaya ng we are now very enlightened. Thank you so much, Your Honors, na sinabi po dito na less than 5 million pala yung expenses ni Speaker Martin Romualdez at yung buong House of Representatives ay nasa 35 million lang. So kung inilahad namin ito as a series of special report, we need vetting and verification dun sa source. Hindi ko po siya pwedeng ma-reveal because pag na-reveal siya, there were a lot of information na naibigay niya noon sa amin nung nasa NPA ako na pinagkatiwala niya sa akin dahil kami ay may mabuting relasyon tungkol sa secrecy of information. So kaya po ako humihingi ng pag-unawa ng body na ito na kapag ito po siya ay ma-reveal, eh baka maraming makakalkal na mga impormasyon na hindi na
Mr.
kailangan
Chair,
po.
Sinasabi kanina ni Ka-Eric na tumutugma. Kanina pa he's right, saying the word how many times yung tumutugma. Sa tingin ba ninyo tumutugma yung 1.8 billion pesos dun sa 4.3 million pesos na it is on record, it is a public document, we can release that to the public? Napakalayo naman. Ba't ka magsasabi na tumutugma? Eh wala namang pagtutugma yung 1.8 billion pesos to 4.3. It's a simple arithmetic. Napakalayo naman po. And then you said earlier, Mr. Chair, si Ka-Eric, sabi niya na binibet yung source. In this case, very clear, you did not bet your source. Paano naman yung sasabihin mong 1.8 to ano? Kung nagtanong lang kayo dito sa Kongreso, magkano eh mas lalong tutugma dung ano, pero yung sinasabi mo yun, walang pagtutugma yun. That's way 1.8 billion pesos compared to 4.3 million pesos.
Your Honor, if I may.
Tsaka alam ko, Mr. Chair, kaya tinatanong namin ang source mo, baka naman politically motivated yan. Baka naman yung source mo ay isang politiko na gusto lang manira. As you have said, kailangan i-vet, but very clear, it was not vetted yung source mo. Paano tiging 1.8 billion pesos ang 4.3 million pesos?
Sir, if I may.
Ato tatanong ko sa iyo, Mr. Chair, you are part of media. Hindi kaya nasunog ka doon sa impormasyon na binigay sa iyo?
Sir, may I reply?
Yes,
please?
you may now reply.
Thank you, sir. Baka na, with due respect kay Congressman Pimentel, hindi ko po sinasabi na tumutugma doon sa data na inirelease ng Finance Committee. Tumutugma yung source ko doon sa nag-text. Kahit i-review po natin yung record, naka-record po naman tayo lahat. Tumutugma, kaya ko binigyan ng pagkakataon na bigyan ng atensyon, Congressman Pimentel, sir, Your Honor. Tumutugma yung unang text doon sa ibinigay na information din ng source.
Yeah, I know, I understand yung
Oo.
Mr. Chair.
Hindi po yung
Sinasabi mo,
figures.
kino-compare mo yung unang source mo doon sa pangalawang source mo.
Oh.
Sinasabing pareho,
Yun.
which is pareho silang mali.
Yes,
Hindi
now,
ba?
if that
Ngayon,
is the
Mr.
data,
Chair,
yes.
tanong ko sa iyo, aminin mo ba na mali yung impormasyon mo?
Ngayon po.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, that's why we need vetting. Kaya nga hindi namin inilabas as a special report or news. It was a
Anyway,
commentary
Mr. Chair,
question. It was a commentary
sa
question.
very clear, it is on record, it is on the minutes, inaamin po ninyo na nagkamali kayo ng information ninyo dahil sa nasabi nyo 1.8 pero 4.3 lang. Now, since nagkamali kayo, are you willing to recant your statements and apologize to Congress?
If that will heal the wound of the degree of an amount of insult that was forwarded to Congress, kung ganun pong epekto niyan, wala pong problema sa akin personally yon. Because trabaho po namin na kilalanin ang pagkakamali kung may pagkakamali. Pero trabaho din po namin ang magtanong kung may dapat itanong. Ang pagpapaliwanag po sa mga datos na ito ay isang oportunidad na nanggaling doon sa pagtatanong. And we are very much willing to admit that indeed the source was wrong. In this committee hearing, we are very appreciative of the guidance provided by us by the data. Sa tanong ni Honorable Congressman Pimentel, am I ready to personally apologize to Speaker Martin Romualdez and to the House of Representatives for the effect of insult created by that kind of questioning, which is now being given a proper enlightenment.
Tapusin mo na.
Yes, sir. My answer is on the affirmative, Congressman Pimentel.
Mr. Chair, Nka Eric, let me very clear. The matter that we are discussing here is not a matter of insult. What we are discussing or what we are deliberating is what is the truth. Yung po hindi naman ibig sabihin na we are conducting an inquiry dahil na-insultong Kongreso, na-insultong institution. We are conducting this inquiry kasi lumalabas nga mali yung balita na pinalabas ninyo. Yun lang po naman ang gusto naming matuwid. Kung mali yun, you accept the fact na nagkamali po kayo. Because hindi lang ito yung cases na nangyari sa SMNI. Earlier, wala pa po kayo. Si Attorney Domingo has already stated that there have been many cases that have been filed against SMNI. Sa pang-aapi nga, sa mga individual. So it seems that SMNI is going to that direction where it is being used, the franchise is being used to attack individuals. Yun, dapat hindi naman yun ang mandato ninyo. It is very clear in Section 4 that you should not disseminate fake news or unverified reports. And then, kanina nga, sinabi ni Attorney Tolentino that yes, there are many cases, but they have not been found guilty. It's not of a matter of being convicted, but rather, although it's true, wala pa hong guilty verdict yung mga kaso, but the fact remains that there have been so many cases filed against SMNI simply means that meron ho kayong mga violations. Simply means na marami na kayong inatake kasi kung wala, edi wala sanang kaso. Iba ho yung matter ng being found guilty. But the fact still remains na kaya nga kayo pinayla ng kaso as what Attorney Domingo has said because of your vicious attacks on individuals. And ngayon, inaatake na naman yun yung Kongreso, which has been done before, hanggang kailan kayo magtitigil? Sana naman po, this should just be a reminder to the anchor persons na bago kayo magpalabas ng mga reports ninyo, sabi mo nga, kailangan i-vet this time around, hindi nyo na-vet ng insakto because reputations of individuals and political leaders are at stake. So sana naman po, wag na nyo gamitin yung programa ninyo para sa pag-atake ng mga individual. But rather, sabi nga ninyo, yung programa nyo, laban para sa bayan. Hindi na ho laban para sa bayan nyo, kundi pag-atake na sa mga individual. So yun lang po, Mr. Chair.